And where do you find joy where there is no joy? Okay, you guys, so today, without giving you any long dramatic introductions, I honestly just wanted to come on here because A, I've been missing for 6 months, to be honest. Like, where have I been? And B, I lost someone very close to me, and then right before filming this video or making the decision to film this video, I lost someone else. And yeah, so one death prepares you for another one. One of the biggest things that has affected me in this process, because I love social media and content creation so much, is my social media journey. You guys, my social media life and lifestyle, if you don't know, I love showing up and making crazy content, happy content to be more specific. Okay, so you guys, today is Lord have mercy on my soul. Y'all, today is May 4th. Oh my God, may the 4th be with you. I'm sorry, I'm such a nerd. Topic of a lot of my conversations as of late, and that is how you deal with grief as a social media personality or person or content creator in general. Yeah, that's what I want to get into. I have my coffee. Today I'm drinking a strawberries and cream latte that we can talk about at the end of this video. But first I want to get into the nitty-gritty. Y'all, I want to tell you about the journey. When I say the journey, I mean like the journey from 6 months ago till now, because 6 months ago is when I put my last video out, and it's also the very same time that I lost this very dear person. I want to tell you what I did in the process of this journey, in the process of the 6 months that has gone by, and the things that I would have done differently. Now, I know you're probably saying, there's nothing you could have done differently if you did not know that you were going to lose this person. Who knows that? I know people do know things in advance, but there are things I feel like you can do to prepare yourself for major life moments whenever you are in a position such as this. So let's get into it. Y'all, I'm not going to dive so heavily into the fact that I lost this person because A, I'm going to start crying and nobody wants to see that. I don't need that kind of engagement on my page. But as for the journey, I more so want to zone in on the social media journey of me losing someone versus the fact that I lost someone. Me losing this person, just know she was very close, very near, very dear to me, to my heart. Like, we go together real tough, okay? Let's get into the journey. Around the time that I was approaching the date of me losing this individual, I was at the pinnacle of my social media journey, all right? Y'all, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was doing so well. Good news was coming in back to back to back. I had just had a brand trip with Organic Valley. Organic Valley is probably my longest standing ambassador program that I've ever been a part of, y'all. I think I'm now in my 3rd year doing the things with Organic Valley. Love them, absolutely love and adore. And I got to experience going on a farm. They wined and dined us, they treated us. It was an adorable trip that I had in September of last year. In October of last year, I got invited to, actually I got invited in September, but I had the pleasure to attend a brand related trip for my job. So I got invited to an event in New York City with my job as a social media guest. So basically me and a select few other people, we were invited to come to this event with the purpose of capturing good content, but you got to have a good time in the process. thrilled, okay? Absolutely thrilled. Outside of those two things, my engagement, through the roof. Y'all, all of my content was going so well. In September, I celebrated my 1-year anniversary with my husband. Woo! And I put out a video of us eating our cake. Y'all, that video skyrocketed. It did so phenomenally well. The people either loved or they hated it, but I loved the energy either way it went because I found it funny. Like, some people did it and some people didn't do it, but let's just say we all have some type of experience and or story related to eating that cake after a year. So go watch my video. I think it's on I know it's on my Instagram, but I think it's on here on my shorts too. So yes, I'll tag it somewhere if possible. Now, in October, whew, I'm gonna get through this without crying. I promised myself that. It's been 6 months, I can do this. So in October, me and this particular person that is no longer here with us had a conversation about me going to this trip in New York with my job, and me and her both share a very big love for getting dressed up. So I remember asking her, what the heck does it mean to dress business smart? Y'all, she helped me through that. We get through this whole thing. I go on the trip. Mind you, we had that conversation in the hospital while she was sitting in her bed. It seems like immediately after I had this wonderful trip in New York City, bam, 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 bam. It was just, things move fast. I want to say I got back from that trip. I uploaded and edited the video that I did following those two trips. I talked about imposter syndrome and social media brand trips. Uploaded it. Found out that she was getting out of the hospital, and I remember telling my mom I wanted to make this particular person some dinner so that she wouldn't have to worry about food or anything, and she would have home cooked meals. If you don't know, I love cooking. Yeah, I did all of that just to find out that she didn't even make it through the night that she came home from the hospital. There are no words to explain how jacked up my whole head and heart was at this time. It's like I've lost people when I was young and dealt with that the way it was dealt with, but you know, I always had my mom to like hold on to and lean into. But as an adult, when you lose somebody that's very close to you, I don't know, but in my mind, I feel very strange falling into people. And Lord knows, my husband has been that anchor, thankfully for me, because I also lost friends in this process. I lost family members in this process. And I don't mean like lost them as in they died. They just stopped talking to me. I don't know if people don't know how to deal with grief themselves, so they just avoid you altogether, but I lost a lot of people that were close to me. People I thought I'd be able to lean on, and they were MIA and still are. So life goes on. After these things happened, after I was at my highest point social media wise, it's like I didn't even want to be a part of this world anymore. And I think it has something to do with the fact that I was so high and then brought down so low in the process of me being high in that moment. And y'all, it's a feeling that I have no words to explain. If there's anybody out here that knows how to explain that, make the balance make sense. Okay, so sidebar, I was in the middle of editing this and something came to my memory. Y'all, years ago, I flew with this girl. She was a new hire flight attendant. I want to say it was like 2016 or something. And we were sharing a bunch of things about our moms and how our moms are like always calling to check on us. And she was saying it from a new hire perspective. And I was like 6 years in or 5 years in at the time. And I was like, girl, they don't stop. Your mama's always going to check on you. And she was like, but it's so annoying. She said, I can't explain to her how we're gone and we're in a new place and they're picking us up. And she was like, it's just so much constant movement. She said, I don't know how I'm ever going to make this make sense to her without like showing her my schedule screen and then teaching that to her. Y'all, we went through a whole conversation. It carried on into our layover. We had a long layover in Orlando, and I gave her all my stories about my mom and how my mom acted. I kid you not. On our flight back to San Francisco at the time, because that's where I was based then, we had received notification that her mother passed away. I don't know if they still do things like this now when there's information that's given immediately, but this actually came through the pilot. And the pilot let her know as soon as we landed that they were arranging for her to be sent back down to Houston so that she could be with her family. I spoke to this young woman maybe a month or so after all of that had transpired, and she told me she had to quit. She had to quit the job because she could only associate that job with that memory. And that is why she said, I can't even be the thing that I always wanted to be. She was like, I had this lifelong dream of being a flight attendant, but she couldn't do it because she kept associating the feeling of losing someone, losing her mom at that, during that time as she was a new hire flight attendant. So, you know, I honestly don't know what it is and what these feelings are. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, but it's got to be something to that. I guess it's mostly just associating a very high feeling with a very low feeling. But yeah, I just want to come on and share that because it was a lot. So anyway, with all of that being said, I carried on through October was what it was. November came around and tried to be cheerful at certain events that I was attending with my husband and things that were happening with the family, and holidays are coming up and they're so hard now because you're thinking of all of the memories and things that you had with that person that you lost. And honestly, I was ready to delete all of my accounts. Because at the same time, I didn't want to lose any of the engagement that I've established over the years. I don't want to lose any of the followers or the subscribers or whatever the heck it is. Because it's like, oh no, this has been your baby that you've nurtured for so long. You don't want to do anything to watch it fall. So then I was just uploading stuff just for the heck of uploading stuff. And around early January, as I was approaching the start of my 21-day Daniel fast, I told my husband, I was like, I'm about to delete everything. It's like, I don't want to be associated with it. And now, mind you, I said this multiple times. And he was like, okay, is that really what you want to do though? And I said, it's not. So instead, what I did was I created a whole nother account, you guys. I made my Rays of Redemption YouTube page. On this page, my goal was to be able to come on, do my social media thing, and ultimately just provide the content without the joy. So I still had joy. I'm still smiling. It still looks like happy content. But when I tell you, this was a very desperate effort for me to just keep the skill up and keep the motion up, keep providing content to the world without me having to do this, because this I couldn't do. This I couldn't do with the smile. If I sat in here, I would just be sitting staring at the camera, not smiling, not sipping coffee, not having any joy. It would have been very depressing, and I think I would have lost my whole little baby community of 500 and whatever this is. And so no. So I made Rays of Redemption. It is a Christian-based cooking channel where I'm trying to feature all of these like really simple, healthy recipes, and in the process give a little devotional and or prayer, scriptures, all the things. It's just a really soft channel. It's a channel where I'm doing voiceovers, so I don't have to do any on-screen talking. It's just me on-screen cooking or baking, and yeah, very simple. And I can throw some shorts out here because I'm throwing these same shorts on Instagram, but I can't create any long form content. I couldn't do it. I tried. I could not. There was no joy. Where do you find joy where there is no joy? Now, that's what I did. Okay. So I gave you the journey. I gave you what I did. Here's what I would have done differently. If you're in a space where your personality or in a space where you're giving off joy, because not just here, but also on my job, I never want to reflect or project the things that I'm feeling to other people. So on my job as a flight attendant, y'all, I pride myself on being able to always be the joyous person on the plane. I don't care what I'm going through. I still try to provide that joy. I don't want anyone to come on my flight and be like, oh my gosh, she had an attitude, because you did not deserve that. And you don't know what I'm going through, and I don't know what you're going through. So for me to project that type of energy onto someone else, not understanding what they're going through, you really don't know what people are going through. And you might be that angel they've been looking for. You might be that smile they've been waiting for. You might be that laugh. You might be that hug. You might be that joyous soul that they needed in that moment. You don't know if they've lost someone, if they're going through a sickness, an illness, they just got bad news. You don't know. They could have just lost their job and now they're flying back home. You don't know what they're going through. Why are they this angry? Why are they this upset? I've had people that came on the plane angry and mean to me, and then by the end of the flight, they walked off and apologized, and I didn't even say nothing. So, you just never know what people are going through. So I would never project what I'm going through to anyone else. No, not at work, especially. Not to my friends and family. Now y'all know, stop. To people I'm working with or to people here online, that is not what you want to give off. So the things that I would have done differently, and I am doing differently now, is keeping a short little index of happy content. Happy content that I can kind of recycle and reuse in the event that something major happens and I'm simply not in the mood to keep creating content. I honestly feel like this is a good thing going forward, just in general. It doesn't have to be something major, life-changing. It could be something good. Like maybe my husband says, hey, I want to go travel to Africa, through Africa for a month. And maybe I just want to keep something rolling and scheduled content that can kind of go out without me managing and watching it, because some things do happen on a whim. They happen last minute. So keeping an index of some cute little content that's simple and engaging, happy and fun, that can be released on its own time. What I saw. That can be released on its own time without you thinking about it. I believe that is a very healthy thing to have if you want to continue on this social media journey. So that is something that I've been working on recently, and I believe it's going to work out beautifully, y'all. And when I say happy content, so if we're referring to Instagram specifically, I love making my flight attendant content, food related content, and real content related to my husband and I. That's pretty much my Instagram in a nutshell, lifestyle. Okay, now, with that being said, I can easily make a collection of things that I'm cooking because I cook every single day that I am home. That's just fact. So whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, or snack, I can easily create these little videos. I can have them ready to be uploaded without thought or mention. So that is one thing. Find something that is easy for you to keep in rotation, something that is easy for you to throw out there in the event that you have no content readily available. And as far as YouTube goes, it's the same thing for me. So for cooking videos specifically, I can just prop my camera to the side and get some good content. But I think if you're doing lifestyle content, maybe you don't necessarily have a few long vlogs, because vlogs are hard to set up. Maybe a part of your vlogs is your gym life, or your workout life, or your Pilates thing, because I love Pilates. Maybe make a video specifically dedicated to specific things from your lifestyle content. Easy peasy, right? At least to me it is. If I kept a few videos in my storage that are related to me cooking, a few videos in my storage that are related to a layover, perhaps from my flight attendant adventures, a few videos in my storage that's related to my Pilates life or making healthy decisions, just make a few simple, easy videos that can easily be uploaded on a day that you don't have the time, or a week that you don't have the time, or a month that you do not have the time. But I think having about 5 of those, 5 long form videos and about 10 short form videos just set to the side, y'all, I feel like this would take you all of, let me speak for myself. This would take me all of a week to 2 weeks to kind of curate and create and have ready to go. And you name that your emergency file of content. Emergency does not have to mean death. It can also mean life. Like, things could have just come up. You literally never know what can happen, that you may need a break. Or, hey, PTO is a legit and real thing. Maybe you just need some personal time to get your thoughts together. I feel like these are great tips. These are the things that you need to be I feel like this is such a major thing to have as a social media content creator in your back pocket. Keep it. Keep that in your back pocket. Always be ready. Always be happy. Keep your joy. Find your joy. Don't let anyone take it away from you. I hope you stuck around throughout this very long video, because I feel like this is longer than my usual content. But it is what's been happening. Y'all, these last 6 months, I'm not even gonna lie, they've been so difficult in so many different ways. If you too are on a social media journey, stay in the race. It's such a simple place to me. Like, it is complicated in so many ways, but if it's something that you enjoy doing, just do it just because you enjoy doing it. If this is your creative baby, continue to create. I know for me it's an outlet, and if I did not come back here to this creative place, both physically and emotionally, I think I would have gone crazy. So I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day. It's Sunday for me, so happy Sunday. Go praise the Lord. I will see you on another video coming soon. I promise you guys. Bye.